I've been using this iPhone 14 Pro as my daily driver since day one. I know you all see all those videos where people talk about I'm switching or I'm going back or I'm doing this. Well, obviously I have not switched. Been using this phone since day one. Now, the one thing that's like glaringly sticking out at us all is dynamic island. That's like a huge notch right there. That's unescapable. Like if you're not using a black wallpaper, that thing just jumps out at you every time, all right? But we'll get to that here in a minute. So how's my experience been on this iPhone 14 Pro? Well, one of the reasons why I'm not like permanently switching away from it, or a big reason that I'm, how do I say this, that I keep using it, is I don't like saying that it just works, because that's a cliche with Apple already. But what I'm going to say is it's easy to, I guess I should just say it just works. Say you're going down the road, right? And the way it's the form factor too. Because you take my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, that's a humongous phone. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is a humongous phone. Now, for example, for a context, I was hanging out with my friend Mike in Vegas, and he was letting me hold his iPhone 14 Pro, and I'm like, man, this is a huge phone. But he was like, dude, you've had all the other Pro Max phones over the years. I'm like, I know, but I've been using this iPhone 14 Pro as my daily, and I've gotten really used to this form factor. As you can see, it's easy to navigate with just like with one hand. I'm over here doing it like this. So it's real easy to navigate with one hand. So the one thing I wanted to say though, at the onset of this video, say you're going down the road, you pull out your phone, you look at it, Face ID, you swipe up, boom, it works, right? I'm not saying that other phones don't do that, but sometimes other phones have like accidental, like, if say you have a phone in your front pocket and it's accidentally activating it, and if it does it like 14 times, you have to put your PIN in manually or something like that or whatever. So that happened to me going down the road in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going down the road. I had my S23 Ultra in my left front pocket. It's, I didn't really have like a real thick shirt on, so I guess it was doing some kind of skin contact thing maybe. Anyway, I pulled it out because I was navigating and I had to, anyway, I had a hard time, activating it. So I had to whip out this iPhone 14 Pro, which I had in my other pocket, and I was able to activate it just right. So for use of function, the iPhone 14 Pro is simply amazing. All right, so let's move on from all that and let's get to some basics here. The speakers on the iPhone 14 Pro sound really, really good. Now that can be a whole nother video for itself, whatever. The speakers on the iPhone 14 Pro are super nice. All right, it's just, they sound great. They resonate good. They don't have like that tinny, aggravating sound like with like with some other phones. Like the Google Pixel, those are some real tinny sounding phone speakers, and I'll talk to y'all more about that in another video. All right, so we talked about that. Call quality. I want to say something though. When it comes to using like an Android phone, like a Pixel 7 or an S23, call quality on those is a lot better. So like with this iPhone 14 Pro, I've noticed like it's using a Snapdragon modem. So I really don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe there's something software optimization. I don't know. But I notice that I'll get better, cellular connectivity on a Pixel or a Samsung Galaxy. So I did notice that. I'm not saying that it's horrible on this, but it's not the greatest. All right. Other than that, everything's working just fine. Safari's working good. iMessage works. The phone's doing everything it's supposed to do. I use AirDrop. I do all the typical Apple stuff. I use iMovie to edit videos. So long story short, I have not had a hard time with it. I even use all the Google apps as well. Come over here, I'll show y'all what I do. I'll make another video on that later. And yeah, I just wanted to make a real quick video talking to you all that I'm really enjoying this iPhone 14 Pro, and I'm not switching away from it. I mean, if by now, it's been like, almost 6 months since it came out. So by now, if I haven't moved away from it, I'm not going to move away from it. You know what I mean? So I'm really enjoying using this. Anyway, if you guys have any special request videos, hit me up over there at Ace Lucero Tech on Twitter or in the comments of this video. I love doing special request videos. It's a ton of fun. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to be it for this one, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Take care.